So the Dragonflight Pre Patch is on the resale servers now, and there's going to be a surge of players wanting to come back and try the Pre Patch, gear up ready for Dragonflight, and if you haven't already noticed from your queue finders, there are lots and lots of Dracthyr Evokers wanting to play the game. So today I wanted to put a very quick and easy guide on how to gear up your character, whether or not you're a fresh level 60, a Dracthyr Evoker, or a returning player wanting to get some competent gear ready to level in Dragonflight. And this video is a little late because Pre Patch came out on Tuesday, Wednesday, but I wanted to make sure that the things I'm about to say I can do myself, and the methods that I show on screen is something that's achievable for your standard player. I leveled and geared a Dracthyr Evoker on stream, and as of recording of this video, it is Thursday night, so the Evokers have been out a couple of days now, and I am item level 289. Hard stuck on a trinket because it's only 259 trinket, and I really need to replace it, but as soon as that's replaced, I'm 291. So for me, that's average gear, competent gear ready for Dragonflight launch, but I wanted to make sure that I could do it myself before I told other people that they can do it too. And all the content you see on this footage is over from my Twitch live stream. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Thursday over on twitch.tv/Ryfrost, and the link is in the description down below. And if you are a Dracthyr Evoker stumbling across this video wanting to learn how to gear up quickly, if you also want a very basic healing guide for Preservation Evoker, I'll put that link in the cards up there and in the description box down below. So first and foremost, we're going to talk about Dracthyr Evokers because that is the fresh character. So when you've passed the leveling zone, you'll be around item level 229. So there's going to be a lot of things that you need to do to prepare yourself to get ready for the Dragonflight launch, but also to make sure that you're decent enough geared to get into normal raiding or heroic raiding or something like that. If you're leveling up to level 60, you're probably around item level 190, 180, and if you freshly ding a character, you will be item level 180 as well. So this will work for everybody. So the first thing you want to be doing, regardless of what item level you are, is going straight to the dungeon finder and jumping straight into Uldaman Legacy of Tyr. This is a brand new dungeon that's just come out with a pre-patch, and it will give you straight off the bat item level 278. Whether or not that's a bug, I don't know, because the dungeon tool says you get 250 from normals, and on the beta it says you'll get 246 drops from normal, but when you actually go in you get 278. So regardless of what item level you are, if you're below 278, that is the first thing you want to be doing. You can do it straight away from the random dungeon finder, or you can go into the custom finder and find yourself or make yourself a group. Now Uldaman won't get you fully geared in 278 because it only drops for certain slots. And additionally, there is a dungeon quest that you can get for Uldaman that when handed in will give you a 278 weapon, or at least that's what it did for my Dracthyr Evoker, but I think it does give a weapon for every single class. So the next thing you want to be doing after you can get all the gear you possibly can from Uldaman and got 278 in as many slots, you have two choices. If you have alts or you have the resources available, I would definitely recommend getting 291 Legendaries, because whether or not you're a freshly dinged character, an Evoker, you can still get Legendaries, and you can get them in two slots. So you've got Unity and you can get a very standard Legendary. So you can have two slots of 291. Bear in mind you'll still need the Cosmic Flux and you'll still need the Soul Ash and Soul Cinders, but that is quite easy to get and it is definitely worth your time. So the next step is you want to be going around the world and killing all the elemental lords that pop up. It's an event that happens in 3 locations. It is supposed to be 4, but one of them's bugged, and I think that's in Tirisfal Glades. But once you kill the bosses, you can gather resources called Primeval Essence, and that essence can be traded in your capital city for 252 item level gear. Now the good thing about this is that you can get 252 in every single slot. For some, that will be okay, and you don't need to carry on there, and that's completely fine. 252 is completely fine to level up in Dragonflight, but for those that want to get the best and get there the quickest to level 70, please continue watching. So it's safe to say that if you've got 2 Legendaries, all the 278 gear that you can possibly get from Uldaman, and the rest at 252, you're going to be sat at around, I would say, 260-ish, 270-ish, depending on how lucky you can get. After I've got the item level and I've covered Uldaman, all the 252, and I've got 291 Legendaries, I went to normal fated Castle Nathria, but you can do any other ones because that gives item level 278 gear. And because it's the end of season 4, the actual raids have been unlocked, so you can do all 3 raids. So you've got a chance on 32 bosses, I believe, on 278 loot. If you don't want to do that, there is another path you can go down, and that's Mythic Plus. What you can do is go to the NPC outside the vault and get a fresh keystone. It will give you a keystone level 2, and you can just build it up from there. And if you want to stop at 278 item level after doing normal raids and then Mythic Plus, because of course Dragonflight only comes out in a few weeks, that is a completely fine item level to start leveling well. But if you want to continue to push and you've got nothing else to do, carry on watching this video and we'll talk about more and higher item levels. So the next step is quite straightforward. You just push as high as you can with Mythic Plus, course. I've done all 15s this week. I've done a few 18s and a few 16s, but just keep pushing. Get yourself some nice score. I'm at 1600 now on my Preservation Evoker, so I get into groups quite easily, but you can just do your own. And if you've got a 15 key, you can just keep going and going and going and just doing your own key, and people will join. Because you get some quite nice item level from Mythic Plus, you can get yourself up to, I would say, 291 quite easily. But midway through that, you can then jump into heroic raids and get 291 for guaranteed, and then the last few bosses of each one, I believe, is 298. And that's where I'm currently at. I'm item level 289, and I'm currently stuck with a trinket that as soon as I replace, I will be item level 291. I haven't done all the heroic raids, but I don't really need to do that anymore because I have pretty much all 291 ready to go for Dragonflight, and that is a very, very nice item level. That is the item level that I would definitely recommend leveling through Dragonflight as quickly as possible. But you can continue even further if you really want by pushing Mythic Plus higher, and once you've got a decent enough score, you can then upgrade all your gear to 298. So if you really pushed, other than your legendaries, you can get 298 in every single slot ready for Dragonflight launch. And also, if you've done 15s in Mythic Plus, you will also get a 304 piece in the vault next week. The vault next week is the last one you can get for Shadowlands, so make sure you do it this week because you're not going to get it after that. But that's the only two choices you've got. You have a choice of 304 item level gear. If you want to do Mythic Raid, you can get 304 from there as well, but it'll be quite hard to do because there's not a lot of people running Mythic. But if you want to try and get your own group going, absolutely fine. And that's where I'm at currently. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's a quick guide on how to get geared as quickly as possible. Whichever part of the video you stopped at is completely fine, because once again, Dragonflight comes out in a couple of weeks and we're going to replace in quite a lot of the gear. But if you want to make it as easy as possible for you and to level as quickly as you can, ready to get to level 70, I would say probably 278, 285 is the benchmark to make sure everything's nice and easy and you don't flop. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you want to head over to my Twitch channel and see me live every Monday, Wednesday and Thursday, it's twitch.tv/Ryfrost. And please consider hitting that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.